Hello, and welcome back to Sex, Love, and the Self. You guys, if you are or have been regular podcast listeners, I just want to extend my sincere apologies for such a delay in recordings and getting the podcast out. I moved from Bogota, Colombia to Medellin, Colombia, and I thought that process would take a couple weeks, and it took like a month and a half. But I'm here and things are wonderful, and I'm so excited about the idea of getting back to the podcast. And I am going to make another little pivot in the podcast and focus a lot on relationships. And I'm also going to be publishing it on YouTube. So if you would like to, get a little visual while you listen, feel free to jump over there and catch the podcast there. I'm also going to start doing a lot of like guest spots where we can explore the incredible growth and beauty and struggles and navigation thereof in relationships and the ways that we can grow through those experiences, because I think that's really where a lot of our messages from the universe come from in terms of how we can improve our lives, how we can live happier lives, and where we can take back our power, which has, of course, always been the core of this podcast and my work in general, just to enable us, to empower us to come into our lives, into our relationships, into our interactions in every facet of our lives from a place of power and empowerment, rather than from a place of victimhood or living our lives as in response to circumstances, in response to the events that are happening around us. So, having said all of that, this entry will be quite short as I re-navigate this new platform and version of the podcast. Thank you all so much for your patience, and a huge thank you to everyone that supports the podcast over on Patreon. And over on that platform, I offer deeper insights, a more personal view of my life and the ways in which I choose and am empowering myself in my life. And I get into experiences and awarenesses that come through my sessions with clients and the discussions that I have with people just in life that bring about these awarenesses and the ways that I can shift my energy to come from a more empowered place and live a more joyful and loving life. So, thank you all so much for being here. If you are interested in getting more of my work, find me over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/author Jacqueline Lene. You can check me out on my website at jacquelinelene.com or over on Linktree, linktr.ee/Jacqueline Lene. I have all kinds of resources on my site. There are guided meditations and workshops and books available. And I do private coaching sessions as well. So anything and everything that I can do to support anybody that wants to take an inward journey and get a little deeper into themselves and their lives, take a little more control, a little more responsibility, let's say, as scary as that word may be, over the way that our lives are going and the amount of joy that we can extract from our lives, that we can appreciate in our lives. So if you'd like more information, check me out there, authorjacquelinelene.com or coachjacquelinelene.online. That's JACLYNLANAE. I hope you enjoy the podcast.